Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good one, and welcome back to World of Tanks with the mighty Jingles. And you'd best hold on to your hats, because it's about to get fast and furious. It's Westfield, it's encounter mode, it's MJ220 in the British Tier 10 heavy tank, the Super Conqueror. For those of you who are unfamiliar with this tank, the Super Conqueror is a very, very good tank. Although it's not without its downsides. The rear hull armour is painfully thin. If anybody gets behind this thing and loads high explosive, it will penetrate and do full damage. And that will almost certainly destroy the engine. The top speed and the reverse speed isn't particularly good either. I mean, it's not slow, but it's certainly not fast either. Aside from the suicidally thin rear armour, the hull armour overall isn't great. The lower glacis is particularly weak, although the side skirts do help with side scraping, and the upper glacis isn't terrible, but where this tank really shines is in the turret, which is a massive upgrade over the Tier 9 Conqueror, and the gun, which is absolutely fantastic. This 120mm L1A1 is an outstanding gun. For a start, it is amazingly accurate, even on the move, with .33 accuracy and only a 2-second aiming time. 259mm of penetration with the standard ammunition, 326mm of penetration with the gold, which is ultra high velocity APCR, a blistering rate of fire of at least 7 shots per minute. Oh, and did we mention how good the turret was? Yeah, he just took a hit from a T-30 there like it was nothing. The combination of rapid-firing, high DPM gun... Oh, wow, really? That one should have penetrated. Actually, there's going to be quite a bit of that at the beginning of this battle, but don't worry, things are going to improve. I don't even know where that one went. But the combination of this extremely tough turret, rapid-firing, high DPM, and again, I don't know where that one went. Trust me, you're just going to have to take my word for it, okay? This is a very accurate gun. But all of that in combination, there we go, finally, with the great gun depression, means that this is a tank that is effectively custom built. There we go, that's more like it. If I go and hold down on a ridgeline, as long as you can keep the lower glacis covered up, and with this amount of gun depression it is not difficult to keep the lower glacis covered up, this tank can dominate in, well, situations exactly like this. In fact, the only bad thing about the gun isn't really the gun itself, it's just the amount of ammunition that this thing carries, because the rate of fire is so good. If you can get yourself into a situation like this, and this is exactly the kind of situation where the Super Conqueror shines, where you're in a hold down position, there's no shortage of enemies to shoot at, and you're more or less keeping the gun firing the second it comes off reload. If the rest of your team aren't pulling their weight, with 40 rounds of ammunition, which isn't a small amount of ammunition, I mean, we're not talking French standards here, but it is entirely possible for this tank to run out of ammo. And based on the way this battle is going, with a third of his team already dead, that is a distinct possibility. He started with 40, he's down to 26, and there's still most of the enemy team alive, and his team have just suffered their 6th casualty. In fact, his team were 4 kills down before they'd even scored their first kill, and they've just suffered their 7th casualty. Yeah, this is not going well at all. And it's not like he can afford to stop shooting. There is a distinct possibility... Oh yeah, and that shot was never going to do any damage. Hit the side of the E-75's turret. But there is a distinct possibility, as he goes for the... and hits the commander's hatch, that if he's not careful, he's going to run out of ammo before he runs out of tanks to shoot at. Oh, and his team have just suffered their 9th casualty. There's only 6 of them left alive, against 12 enemies. And he's pretty much on his own up here now, against 7 enemies, although he does have some backup from the tank destroyers to the rear. But that involves suckering these guys into moving into positions where the tank destroyers to the rear can actually shoot at them, and he's just suffered his first damage from the enemy Super Conqueror. I mean, he's done more than 3,000 damage here, but he really does need to start killing things. And he's now in a very bad position. He's got that C-45 on his flank. He's got some protection from the wreck of the XM-57 there. And I don't know why the C-45 was just sitting there. It's almost like he was shooting at the tank destroyers to the rear and for some reason was completely unaware that MJ was here. But he has at least forced him back. But with that guy on his flank, he really, really needs to start taking care of these guys to give him some room to maneuver. It was another good shot in the enemy Super Conqueror, but it wasn't enough to kill him. That was an extremely low damage roll. It really should have been a kill, and he can't afford to waste the ammunition here. I mean, 350 damage from a gun with 400 average, It shouldn't have taken 2 shots. Unfortunately, well, RNGesus giveth and RNGesus taketh away. And he got the T-103. Okay, good. He had to kill the T-103, otherwise he couldn't make a move on the C-45 with the T-103 threatening his flank. 3 of them left alive. There's still an enemy tank in the base and he can't do a thing about it with the C-45 there. The problem here is that even with this amazing gun, from the front that C-45 is basically almost as tough as he is, so he has to get shots into his lower glacis, and excellent gun depression or not, that means, well, he's given the C-45 shots into his lower glacis. So he's effectively trading health for time here. One more shot and he's got him, Unfortunately, here comes the T-30. Fortunately, the T-30 still insists on putting shots into his turret, which is never going to get him anywhere. Actually, there are some similarities between the T-30 and the Super Conqueror. Both have rock-solid turrets and good gun depression and are basically custom built for working ridgelines. But even though he's firing gold, what the T-30 cannot beat, and bless him for trying, is the Super Conqueror's turret. As MJ goes for the ram, snaps off a shot, and the Super Conqueror definitely has the T-30 beat for the reload. Finishes him off, but not before he takes a hit in the flank from the Jagdtiger, who did take a hit from, it looks like, the Waffenträger to the rear. And you can kind of tell that MJ's getting kind of desperate here, because he tries to finish him off with the ram, doesn't quite succeed, is forced to use yet another shot of his rapidly evaporating ammunition load. He only has 9 shots left now in order to finish him off. But now he's got to reset that cap. And he's got to do it because there ain't no way those tank destroyers are leaving the bushes on the map border to do it for him. And he's only got 25 seconds to get this cap reset off. And the Super Conqueror is not the fastest heavy tank in the world. And even though he's going on a slight downward slope here, he can't get this thing to go any faster than about 38 kilometers per hour. 10 seconds to go. Come on, you're in this cap circle somewhere. Where you at? There he is. Boom, headshot. Gotcha. Right. Breathing space. Scores are even. Oh wait, no, the Waffenträger Panzer IV just finished off the ELC even 90, which means that is the only tank left alive. Oh, the T100 LT hits him, leaves him on 16 hit points. Comes out to finish the job, but the Waffenträger puts him down, with just the 2 of them left alive. And that's a victory for MJ220 in the Super Conqueror. So, ace tanker, I mean, none of this is surprising, is it? Ace tanker, high caliber, top gun, steel wall. You can thank the T-30 for that. He just insisted on shooting him in the turret every chance he got. And of course, defender for the late reset. Getting into that cap circle and blocking the cap with 8 seconds to go, and then finishing off the Shah for his 6th kill and the top gun. No prizes for guessing who finished top of the team there with nearly 7,400 damage done to go with the 6 kills. And I'm actually really surprised he didn't get a steel wall. Although the T-30 was doing his level best to ensure that he did, but well, he actually only blocked, despite taking 16 hits, most of those on the turret, 4,370 damage, which is respectable. It's just a shame that he didn't get the steel wall there as well. But with a combined damage blocked and done total of, well, yeah, nearly 12,000. That was a pretty impressive match by anybody's standards. So congratulations MJ220, thoroughly well-deserved win, very entertaining to watch, hope you all enjoyed it, and as always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.